Hi, so let's dive right in. The first prompt that I have reads, what causes you to trust or distrust someone else? Using this answer, what would you do as a manager to cause your employees to trust you? So I easily will distrust you if I find out that you are omitting the truth. So maybe you're not necessarily full-blown lying to me, but you're leaving out certain bits of information that could adjust the way that I would go about something, or I would do something, or how I would answer something. So you're not telling me the full truth. And I think that that's not cool, and I think that it's manipulative, and I don't think it's trustworthy. So when it comes to me as a manager, I would definitely go about my employees with complete transparency, complete honesty. I would tell them exactly what's going on, what they should expect, what they shouldn't expect. If they have any questions, I would answer those questions truthfully to the best of my ability. And if I'm not able to answer the question, I will try to find that correct answer and get back to them. I wouldn't just give some random answer or give whatever I think is the right answer, or I would be genuine in the answers that I provide and the answers that I give, because I think omitting the truth is just as bad as lying. I honestly think it's a part of lying. I think if you're not telling the full truth, then you are technically lying. So that's how I would go about it. And then just being transparent. Yeah, just being transparent about what's going on, what to expect. If you have any questions, I will answer those questions. And then the second prompt is, an employee who works for you confronts you with a formal grievance concerning another employee being promoted over him. What initial actions will you take in order to address this grievance? So if an employee comes up to me with a situation like that, I think the first thing I would definitely do is acknowledge, be an active listener. So I would let them know, I understand what you're saying. I take what you're saying seriously. This is something that I will look into to make sure that everything went how it was supposed to. So I would probably give them a quick gist of how I would go about the situation. So I'm going to take in what they say. Moving forward from our conversation, I will personally go into the promotion process that we have and ensure that the way that this particular person was promoted was the correct process of how it should have been. I would make sure that all the criteria needed for this decision was the criteria that was met, to make sure that there wasn't any foul play or there wasn't any bias or anything that was unfair for us to arrive to this decision to have this individual promoted over this one. I would just make sure that all of that is clear and set. And, once doing that, once having that conversation with the person about what to expect, what will happen, and me going through the process to ensure that the promoting process was the correct one that needed to be done, all the criteria was correct, then I would explain that to the employee. I would tell them the truth. I would tell them that the criteria that we used to make this decision was one that was based off of principles and standards that are approved, that are unbiased. And I would honestly just give them feedback. I would tell them that I would encourage them to say that it's not necessarily that you are lesser than. It was just with how we came to the decision, this is how it was met. And I would even just give them feedback about like what they could do, what they could improve on, so that they can apply these things. And hopefully soon enough, they will be in that position that they will soon get promoted too. So I think those would be like the few steps that I would go into to help resolve this grievance. And yeah, thanks. Bye.